morning everybody, welcome into Spirit of Life Alchemy on Monday the 31st of October 2022. Today is Samhain, or at least a popular time to celebrate Samhain. Samhain astrologically is the midpoint between 0 degrees Libra at autumn equinox and 0 degrees of Capricorn at winter solstice, making the astrological point for Samhain the 15 degrees of Scorpio, which actually happens on the 7th of November. And so we have what I feel is this week of pause and portal, endings and beginnings, a time when the veil is thin and we can slip between the realms. So just as last year, I thought I'd have a week of endings and beginnings, new beginnings, and especially as we emerge into the new year on the 8th, it's a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, conjunct Uranus and the North Node. So that seems like sort of great for breakthroughs and new beginnings, especially as we've come out of last week, come out of a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, and we're in the middle of Scorpio of eclipse season. So it just feels like really the right time to have a week of endings and new beginnings. So for me, I will be completing this year. I have been completing this year out since the Scorpio new moon solar eclipse, looking back over the last year and my achievements, how far I've come, what's happened over the year, and it's been a bit of a celebration over the last week of oh my God, look at how far I've come. A year of foundations, building foundations, and transformation. And going into the new year ready for building and growing on these firm foundations. So yeah, this week's readings all will be on the theme of endings and beginnings. And we're just, I'll do the morning message every morning on the theme of endings and beginnings. And you're welcome to spend this week with me, pausing and in the portal between the old year and the new year, celebrating and completing the old year, honouring and celebrating and communing with the ancestors and the old ones, the ancients and wise ones even, and seeing what comes up until we pop out the other side on the 8th. So this is your morning message tarot reading. The theme is endings and new beginnings. The moon is in Capricorn for most of the day. This is from the UK, Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, because our clocks went back an hour yesterday. So we're in winter time. We're in Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, the moon in Capricorn most of the day before entering Aquarius later. And the moon is going to sextile Neptune, conjunct Pluto and sextile Jupiter, and then once it enters Aquarius, it's going to form a square to Mercury. So when I was thinking about this and feeling into it, what came up for me was it's a time of imagination and dreaming about how to build our futures. Okay, what we want to bring more in, how we're going to build the structure and the dreams that we want to create. And this leads to transformation and expansion, possibly with lots of innovative ideas. So that's the astrology for today. Let's do some cards and see what the cards have to say for Monday the 31st of October. I'm a bit late with this reading because we had some technical issues yesterday. So I'm a bit late. Okay, so what do we need to know for today, the 31st of October 2021? Beginning of a new week. It's Monday the 31st of October. So let's say 2021, I meant 2022. Monday the 20th, oh my God, Monday the 31st of October 2022. Mars went retrograde yesterday in Gemini, so I expect for the next 2.5 months, I'm going to be a bit all over the place. I'm Gemini, I have a Gemini sun, Sun and Vesta, not Vesta, Pallas Athena asteroid in conjunction. So, I know, stepping back and strategizing before moving forward in January. So, what do we need to know for today? The 31st of October 2022. Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? As we're in this week-long portal of endings and new beginnings, what do we need to know? Okay, so let's see, what have we got at the bottom? Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Your first question for today. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Okay, there is a feeling about this eclipse season of transitioning from the old paradigm into the new paradigm a bit more. You know, sort of we don't do, it's not like a switch going on overnight, or rarely is it like that, should I say. But these gradual sort of turning degrees, moving more into the paradigm, the new paradigm, and leaving the old paradigm behind. So, yeah, and if you're awakening, you certainly don't want to dim to fit in. And then align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay, are you dimming to fit in? Are you out of alignment? As we go through awakening, it brings us into alignment if we're doing the work and looking at where we aren't in alignment. Okay, so if you're not shining yourself out into the world, you might not be in alignment, you might be dimming to fit in. And there is lots of reasons why we do that. Things from earlier in our present life, family patterns, trauma and things, the mother wound, the witch wound, you know, we're carrying all this stuff that this is the time that we're actually moving out of that and releasing all that stuff across many lifetimes so that we can step into the new paradigm. So yeah, as we're between worlds, as we're between years, now is the time to be examining that in your own life. So let's do some tarot and see what the tarot has to say for today. We've got the Mystic Mondays because it is Monday. So what do we need to know for today? Monday the 31st of October 2022. Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective, for what's ending and what new beginnings are we moving in. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate today's energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Okay, so let's see where we are. Oof, oof, the Devil. How are you dimming to fit in? With the Two of Wands, we're looking towards the future. Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Cups. Feeling the effects of Mars retrograding through Gemini already. My brain and my mouth aren't connected properly. My eyes, my brain and my mouth aren't connected properly. It may stay this way for the next 2.5 months. Yay! Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles. Oh, High Priestess above. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Cups, yummy. Knight of Swords. And the Princess of Pentacles. And at the bottom we have Three of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, we'll take the Four of Swords as well, and the Six of Swords. Okay, and the card at the bottom, Five of Wands, that was jumped out as I was shuffling. Okay, so there's a message here of things like niggling competition or irritations, and just annoyances in life. Okay, so take that on board as a little message, to not sweat the small stuff. Focus on the big stuff. There's enough of that going on that sort of let's just work with that. Okay, so where we find ourselves, old mindsets, limiting beliefs, being trapped in our head. I love this devil card because you've got the doorway, and we can just step out and walk down the stairs and just escape all those old stories and beliefs and patterns and things. And maybe those that are causing us to dim and to not be aligned in our lives. Okay, so things, endings and beginnings. This is where we start questioning what's going on in our lives. Okay, so yeah, where are you making yourself small? Where are you holding yourself back? Limiting yourself, restricting yourself. Okay, with the devil there. Two of Wands. Step back, look at all the possibilities, the what ifs, how things might be different. At this point, in this endings and beginnings week, what would you like to change? What are the possibilities for changing things this week and stepping into the new year with a different frame of mind, being heart connected, on starting a new journey, a new adventure? You know, look at the possibilities. Seven of Cups, you might be spoilt for choice. Too many options. Oh, I could do this, or I could do that. Oh, I could do that. So at this point, you know, we're just playing in the energies. We're just imagining. We're just looking at the possibilities. We're not making any decisions yet. And I don't think we'll be making decisions until we get to the full moon lunar eclipse on next Tuesday, the 8th. My feeling is that with the energies and everything, that's when we set upon a new course. So at the moment, we're just sort of just seeing what's going on and going, ooh. Support from above, the High Priestess, the receiver of messages and wisdom from higher self, from source, the reader of the oracles, the scryer, looking into the depths and seeing sort of what's going on. For me also, the High Priestess is about still being in a meditative state and stopping the chatter, stopping the devil chattering in our ears and in our heads, and listening for the deeper wisdom. Okay, so we may get all those possibilities down to a couple of options. We might not today. It might take all week until we get to our point of decision. But at the moment, you know, we're juggling, we're playing with the options, we're looking at the possibilities. Could be a bit like being in a sweet shop. There could be lots of different things. Ooh, I want those and I want those. And if you're anything like I was as a kid, I wanted everything. Although even now in my mid-50s, if someone goes, oh, do you want a tea, a coffee, or maybe a glass of red wine? It's like, oh, I'll have a glass of wine, make me a coffee, and if you've got any Lady Grey, I'll have one of those for afterwards. A typical Gemini. Need the taste sensation of everything. Okay. So at the moment, we're just entering this portal, this week-long portal. So, you know, lots of options and things could be coming up. The key is to connect to our heart. The Ace of Cups. We're being offered the gift of connecting to love, filling our cup up first. It may have been quite a hard year but the last month or so, I have been feeling quite exhausted and fatigued. I've had lots of stuff going on, um, because of the personal work that I'm doing. It feels like sort of everything's waited to come through at the end, and I've just been retreating into myself and working through everything, and filling my cup up. I haven't got the energy for the people. Let me just deal with my own exhaustion and fatigue and care and love myself. Um, I have popped out the other side of the work I was doing. I said this last week or so, I've been in celebration of the end of the year and the reflecting back on, where I started the year and all the stuff that's been happening, sort of the roller coaster ride throughout the year, and just closing that out. And it's like, one of the better years, I think. Sometimes I don't actually get a conclusion until the 31st, and it's like, oh, we kept that holding back then, didn't you, universe? But anyway, we're being told that, we've got all these options and everything, and looking at what we want to go to next. And the key is to connect to your heart first and foremost. Okay. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. There's no rush. We've got a week. Things are going to change and emerge. Maybe, do some journaling, or, walking out in nature, meditating and things, looking at your options. It's not that I was thinking that was the Knight of Pentacles. It's not, is it? It's a Knight of Swords. So messages coming in quickly. Again, we don't have to make a decision at this point. We can just ponder and think about and pontificate, and just being in that energy of all these options bubbling around us. Okay. And be happy to be in that ambiguous space, that space between worlds. Chat to your ancestors, chat to the ancient ones. And yeah, no need to make a decision for a few days yet. Then sort of, as the messages come through, then we come to the Princess or the Page of Pentacles. This can be about learning something new, trying something new, a new opportunity or opening being offered to us. An opening, it might not be the done deal, the end deal, but there might be a little opening of, oh, perhaps you'd like to consider doing this. So ponder, ponder, ponder. I'm not making any decisions yet. Okay. The cards underneath, from the bottom, what's going on in the environment, what's going on in the subconscious. We've got the Three of Swords. We're healing old wounds. Still, we're always healing old wounds. But we're like onions. It's layers upon layers upon layers. Okay. And I do believe that if we ever got to the middle of the onion, that is the point where we sort of leave this mortal coil, because there's nothing left for us to do. We've learned what we need to do. We've transformed what we need to do. It's like, okay, off you pop back to the spirit world. That's just my opinion on it. I'm not saying that's what happens. None of us actually really know what happens, but I find comfort in this theory that I have, about sort of reaching nirvana on earth, and there's no more purpose to be here. So off we go back to the soul world. So yeah, we continue doing this work for a lifetime, peeling away the layers, and Eight of Pentacles, showing up to do the work every day. Painting our masterpiece, the masterpiece being us. Okay, but it takes work, daily work. Sometimes we, the work is just being able to get out of bed and do and make yourself some food. Other days we're fired up and enthusiastic, and I've lost the word. It might come back, but we're fired up to do the work. We're inspired. We're passionate about it. Okay, but yeah, Healing the heart wound is the work of creating ourselves as our masterpiece, which is about not dimming to fitting in. If we're dimming to fit in, that is very much wound-centered stuff, and that's what we're uncovering, so that we can shine, so we can awaken, we can shine, we can be our souls having a human journey. We can be in alignment. When we slip into alignment, it's amazing how it just transforms everything, and that is the inner work. Okay, after the Eight of Pentacles, we've got the Nine of Cups, the emotional wish card. This is, what are we thinking for the future? When we connect into our heart, when we do the work to heal the heart wounds, what are we wanting to build and create next, from a healed place, from an aligned place, from an awakening place? This is the question we're pondering this week. So then we have the Four of Swords, which is retreat, which is respite, recovery, healing. Okay, when sort of we've uncovered the next little wound, or where we're dimming ourselves or whatever, then rather than rushing out, I've worked it all out, taking time to heal, to ponder, to repair, to love oneself, and then begin the journey of moving away from the choppy waters to a calmer seas, the Six of Swords. Okay, as I said at the beginning, there's absolutely no rush. We're here for a week doing these endings and beginnings, and often it takes time for things to emerge. I remember when I had my German Shepherds, and it's like I'd taken them out in nature every day to walk. It would take about 7 days for you to see changes happening in nature. You don't notice them on a day-to-day basis, but after about 7 days, you can actually see actual changes in the natural world around you. See the seasons unfolding week on week. So, we're not in, as I keep saying, we're not in any rush. Let's just enjoy this adventure together and see what emerges at the full moon lunar eclipse on the 8th. So, okay, that's your reading for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I apologise for it being late, but as I said before, technical issues. If it resonated for you, then please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Click on the wiggly bell for notifications when I'm releasing readings. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, thank you for watching. And this